Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is 𝗦𝗢𝗢𝗡. I wanted to discuss with you guys a fragrance that is very popular and has been circulating the YouTube for a very long time in these YouTube streets. If you are a fragrance guru, if you love fragrances, you already know what I'm talking about. I mean, you can see from the title. Let's just get into it. Let's talk about it. Also, if you do love this video, give me your feedback if you love comparison videos. I will definitely throw more in there. I know you guys kind of like when I compare the intense versions to the original. So yes, drop a comment if you're feeling that, or hit that like button and let's get into it. I'm not going to hold y'all, okay? So the two fragrances that I am going to mention in this video is parfumsdemarly Delina and parfumsdemarly Delina Exclusif, okay? Short story, I had purchased this sample kit that had about 4 of them in there. I want to say 𝗦𝗢𝗢𝗗𝗧𝗦, Delina, and Delina Exclusif. When I did receive the kit, I don't know if it was an error, but I wasn't really aware at the time. So by the time I did pay attention and realized I had two Delinas and not Delina Exclusif, so I couldn't distinguish the difference between the two. I was like, what's the point? So when I did purchase it, I just went ahead and went with the original Delina. Now let's put the notes up on the screen so you guys can be a little familiar with it if you don't know about it. So the top notes is lychee, rhubarb, bergamot, nutmeg. The middle notes is Turkish rose, peony, musk, petalia, and vanilla. And then you have in the base cashmere, cedar, Haitian vetiver, and Haitian vetiver. Always get that vetiver word. And incense. Now, this Delina perfume is amazing. I understand why people really like it. It is so unique. This is the definition of a true niche fragrance. I love this, okay? I did do a review on the 4 that I did purchase for you guys. I'll go ahead and put the little tab so you guys can click on it if you're interested in looking at that. But this is a very unique fragrance. It's very girly. I feel like it's worth the price because, honey, it is strong. You know, when I first purchased it, I went ham. I didn't understand niche at the time and how some niches, and I'm not gonna say all niches just the best, because you have designers, you have celebrity scents, but in just sticking in the niche category, I did not understand how strong this was. I probably sprayed some here on my chest, on my wrist, and I was just going throughout my day and like, it was smelling so good, but it was so overwhelming. And the last time that happened to me, I ended up not liking a fragrance anymore, or had to spray as little as possible. And y'all know I love to project, okay? I love a good sillage, but I love projection. I want others to smell me when I'm smelling good. Like when I feel I love a fragrance, I want others to smell it too. So I did get a huge compliments on it, but then by the end of the day, I was just over it, and I was like, I hope I didn't ruin it for myself, and thank God I didn't. All it did was pretty much just tell me like how much not to spray. I did get a little headache smelling this. Let me put this cap back on. What the freak? I did get a little headache a few times more smelling this, because the rhubarb and lychee in this is strong, okay? And that Turkish rose. Like if you are a rosy fan, a lychee fan, this is your jam. This is going to be your jam, honey. Like seriously, because it is booming in here. But it also has a freshness to it. It smells very girly, very dainty. If you're a girly girl, I do feel like this would be your signature, or something you would love to reach for during the daytime. It can be transitioned at night. I don't feel it's grounding. I don't feel like it's dense. It's super airy, fresh, clean type of deal. You know, this is probably one of the cleanest roses I've smelt, and that still keeps that airiness, that lightness about it, and doesn't have anything really grounding it, okay? So although we have some woods and vetiver in the base, it does not make it heavy. It does not make it thick. The incense kind of pushes it and makes it strive. It's really a dainty, girly, clean fragrance. You know, it's almost innocent. Like it's sexy. It's sexy, but then it's also girly clean. Now, on the other hand, okay, we have Delina Exclusif. Now, when I did realize that I had 2 Delinas, I was like, I gotta get a sample of Delina Exclusif, because I kept looking up videos and people kept talking about this creamy smell. And I'm like, well, I didn't get that out of the 2 I had. And I had to really look at them and then spray them and say, I got 2 of the same things in this kit that I bought. And I want to know what Exclusive smells like. So I went and purchased a sample and it blew me away. So at the time of me overspraying Delina, the regular perfume, I couldn't take it. I was like going through a phase where I spend so much money and I love it so much, but I'm fighting this. Like, whatever I gotta do, if I gotta spray a little bit at a time, build myself back up, which I ended up doing. But in the process, I was like, well, smelling Delina Exclusive toned that down for me. It didn't have that loud, lychee, Turkish rose roaming in the air. That's what was giving me a headache, because when I oversprayed it, I don't know if my senses went off, and every time it smelled that, it was like alert, like, you know, there, it's back. But in this one, let's look at the notes. In this one, you have lychee, pear, and bergamot in the top. And then in the middle note, you have Turkish rose, argan wood, and incense, and the base is vanilla, amber, and woody notes. Now, this still gives you, this still gives you Delina, okay? That Turkish rose is prominent. It's a middle note, but it's prominent. The lychee, I feel like whatever lychee and Turkish rose they use is like staple. It's in the first one and it's in this Delina Exclusive. It's in the original, it's in this one. But with this one, I feel like that vanilla and amber base, oh man, with that incense and argan wood in the middle, it does something to this fragrance. It grounds it. It grounds it. It almost feels like Delina, and you're surrounded in like this creamy whipped cloud, you know, and it's not so loud, and it's a good projection though. It still gives you max projection, but it's not as, it's still fresh, but it's a creamy fresh. It's so unique that when I started to wear this one, it helped me lean back into Delina and not be overwhelmed by so much freshness, because this is yet fresh, but it's also creamy. And I don't feel like it's a gourmand. It's a little sweet, but it's not that type of candy sweet. This is more like a dense, warm vanilla. It's like wrapping you in vanilla type of sweet. Like you can still catch that rose and that lychee, and you're still fresh, but yet you're very creamy, you know. So I love this one. I am so happy that I ended up purchasing both of them. If I had honestly, if I had smelt the right ones in the beginning, I probably would have just stuck with Delina Exclusive, no lie, and I would have surpassed this one. But I'm happy I kind of went through the trial and error with it, because I have it. I'm over that phase where I feel like it's too screechy, it's too heavy, it's too out there. So I'm happy for that, and they're both so unique. If you were to choose, I would say, if you like a good freshie and you love Turkish rose and you love lychee and it doesn't bother you, and you're an oversprayer, or you can spray less or if you spray less or you spray more, it doesn't matter. It depends on how much you can take. But if those are your jams, stick with the original if that's your jam, you know, because you can also take a vanilla fragrance, like Kayali vanilla, 𝗬𝗏𝗬𝗧𝗦, any type of vanilla that you have, you can ground it first and spray that, and then spray this over top, and you won't have such a airy freshness, and you can kind of transition it into the night, make a little concoction like a combo. Or if you have the funds and you want to spend and you like splurging, it's in your budget, go ahead and grab Delina Exclusive as well, and you can either spray them both or just spray this one. It could be a transition from day to night. But if you just want to pick one and the first option didn't sound good to you, I would say Delina Exclusive would be your jam. If you smell the first one and it's a little too fresh for you, a little too screechy, and you need something else there to just kind of tone it down a bit, give it some creaminess, give it some warmth, then I will go with Delina Exclusive. It smells just amazing. You cannot go wrong. But I would only go with this one if you've smelt this and you felt like this was just too screechy, okay? But if you smelled the Delina Exclusive first and you're like, I'm not a big creamy fan, I need something a little bit more fresher, it needs to have that kick, that it needs a little bit more of a I'm not feeling it, then go with Delina. So those are my thoughts on Delina and Delina Exclusif. I just felt like I had to chime in and drop in and give y'all my little thoughts on it. I would love to know what you guys think of it, if you smelt it before, or you know, if you don't like it, what are the reasons? If you do, let me know. And if you're picking up any one of these, I will have them linked below for you guys. So go ahead and check that out in the description bar. And until next time,